While some parts of the world are jubilating, that is in the United States of America, some are jubilating, some are not happy. Here in Nigeria, our flags are flying on low masts as a result of the death of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant Colonel Taoreed Lagbaja. May his soul rest in peace. Good evening and welcome to the show. My name is Precious Enyi, and I'm your host. This is where Nigeria's finest conversation.
And I will say amen to your prayers or the condolences of the Chief of Army Staff. Rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let's move on very quickly to to the hot topic very quickly, shall we?
All right. So talking about the Chief of Army Staff, by the way, and this says Tinubu directs unfair elections in Nigeria, other places. Article tells Trump in a congratulatory message. Also, the President of Nigeria, that's President Tinubu, Tinubu has also congratulated the President-elect of the United States. There.
Oh, so we should ensure. I mean, America should ensure free and fair election for us.
So what they think? Moving over to discuss matters.
For election for us.
So what they think? Moving over to discuss matters now, where they saying that disco raised meters now. So the meter tariff has been 28.03%. And them still on electricity, FG blames frequent grid collapse on Disco's inability to take generated electricity. And then Peter Obi is saying Nigerian grappling with power outages despite being unable to generate 10% of South Africa's electricity. So he's saying that.
Right. Are those the hot topics that we have?
Yes, Ndume said something. He says without consultation, Tinubu's tax bill are dead on arrival, and the national region of the country was, really, really against that bill. I hope that's been having this to do that. But we'll dig into that.
All right.
To proceed.
And then
I hope that's been having this to do that. But we'll dig into that.
All right.
To proceed.
And then the last from the conversation: hike in fuel price. We need more prayers to avert farming. Bacan ones. Because these are the hot topics that we have.
Empty hunger to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents, corruption giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV.
The Evening Rush with Pressures, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Party.
What was the rate of inflation, and Demi, what was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations, critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
So like what's going on here? I saw that.
On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. 90.3. Voice of the People FM. Lagos. Now you have a voice. The Evening Rush with Pressures. Alright, Lagos, you are welcome to the show. Still 90.3 Voice of the People. Let's get started very quickly with the conversation today. By the way, we did not talk about the US election, but joining us this evening is Prince Francis Chilaka. Let's quickly jumping on the United States election. So, Donald Trump, has been elected again as the 47th president of the United States of America.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not.
I told you
but
from
I said
day
it,
one.
But I said it that he was going to win.
I mean,
I said it that the U.S. was not ready to have a first female president to control the entire apparatus of the world power.
Not only being
the free world.
not only being a lady,
and then that's
she
the
has
black race. So I said it here.
And you need to understand how the American people behave. Donald Trump understands how his people behave, and if you
play the game to them.
Yes, if you followed his campaign trend, he keeps saying, "We want to take back our country," and then sometimes you ask yourself, who does he want to take it back from?
Oh, so you mean like he was appealing to the?
Yes, he says, we're taking back our country, and like I said to somebody, in terms of immigration, in terms of migrants, I think America has done well. UK cannot take up to 20,000 migrants at once. They will collapse.
You can't compare the space now.
They will collapse. But the thing is, I would say this. I think Donald Trump has learned from his previous, errors.
Errors like racism or what?
All of that. You will see a different Donald
Trump. He
Trump.
has never changed.
But when he keeps saying we want to take back our country,
you see, he's a politician. No, he's a politician. Have you forgotten the spirit of Miloko? He gave your president election now. What are you talking about? During campaigns, politicians will tell you, they'll even tell you that they can resurrect your dead mother or your dead father. It's who they are. They'll tell you that your late wife, they will resurrect her for you.
You know when you just said the spirit of Miloko, I was just wondering, I was thinking aback. Okay, so what kind of changes are we expecting in the world? Now, for some people, people think that, it's good that Trump is back to put a bit of sanity to some, LGBT and all of those. So the over liberalness of the liberals,
of the
liberals. That is a Democrat.
Of the world itself.
Because
the world has gone bonkers.
And of almost choking that liberality to African countries. Remember
what Joe Biden,
President Joe Biden did to Uganda when they said they didn't want to be part of these. Oh, we're removing AIDS from you and all that. So some people feel that, that's a good thing. Others also feel that, okay, so some Americans would rather say that, we're spending so much money on wars. So it's even time that we stopped this so that we can use our money for something.
I look forward to a closure to the war in Iran. Between Russia and Ukraine. I look forward to that closure. I also look forward to the. Let me just tell you this. If I am to be Iran, Hezbollah, and all of that, this is the time to seek for peace.
Well, Iran has actually said they don't care.
This is
about the president.
Forget it. We know this is just propaganda. This is the time for them to seek for peace. Don't forget that Donald Trump was the first president to recognize Jerusalem as a capital. Don't forget that. And you know that for me, this whole thing going on, that is part of it. So if I am in their shoes right now, this is the best time to seek for peace. It's going to get messier.
So Prince Francis, let's just bring it back a little bit. You said, Trump said, this is the time to take back their country, to take back America. And I think that tilts towards racism and, white supremacy. Because according to the
blacks, are they the owners of America?
The whites are not the owners of America.
Who are the owners of America?
Red Indians.
Where are the Indians? They have their own countries now.
So
Indians.
According to data, statistics here, about 57% male voted for Trump. About 51% women, white women and white men voted for Trump.
So where are the blacks?
Towards the white
where are the blacks? Where are the blacks? Are you saying the blacks didn't vote for him?
But blacks
no, it was about 39% of blacks.
It doesn't matter. The point is that the point
is it twists towards direction.
No. The people want a leader.
Remember what happened 4 years ago?
Listen. This is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. Where I remember when they were looking at the electoral college and people were shouting that they need Ataheru Jiga. They need what's his name again? Jega. They need Jega in America. No, this is not Nigeria where anything goes. We have seen democracy at work. We have seen where people's vote count. The elections have come. A winner has been declared. Nobody is going to court.
But the last time Trump said
nobody
was rigged, the election was rigged.
And there are also scoops of him saying this time around that if he doesn't win, that's more like the bamboos and the will go down. So,
I've told you what I've said to you before. Politicians all over the world are the same. They say all manner of rubbish during their campaigns. So for me, he has won the election free and fair. If we can have this kind of election in Nigeria, this country would develop better than it is today. That's just my take. We can't copy some part of the American system. We say we are practicing it. But when it comes to election period, it becomes Dagbo style that we use.
All right. So
grab it, snatch it, and run.
Now that we mentioned America very quickly, Atiku Abubakar said something about the American election. He did say that that is the former Nigerian Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has emphasized the need for election integrity in Nigeria, pointing to the recent U.S. presidential election as a model of democratic transparency. Now, reflecting on the outcome, he noted the lesson for us in Nigeria is the integrity of the process that ensures credibility, that ensures a credible outcome. But for Americans, some of them will say that this is the election that they've had the most chaos. It looks like this is the election with the most tension in America so far. But then, on the other hand, we see it as an election that's, that has a lot of integrity. So, should we really look forward to other countries to help us ensure integrity in our electoral system?
Integrity in terms of whose definition? In terms of the Nigerian definition or in terms of the American definition? Like you said, some Americans, it was a very confusing, so to say. They didn't understand. Some people didn't believe what has happened so far. But the difference between them and the Nigerian election is the fact that in Nigeria there's always intimidation.
When you say intimidation,
yes,
intimidation?
People get intimidated. Ballot boxes are snatched. The results of the elections are not uploaded as at when due. We are still battling with paper.
Like Mahmoud promised.
Good. We are still battling with paperwork. We need to have. You see people. You see how the election, the voters,
voting
processing. Yeah, a lot of people got the voting this thing on their mails, yes, and they filled it up and voted. And so why are we not doing the same in Nigeria? Why is it that Nigeria will keep going round and round and round and round in circles each election year? We finished the last election 2023, isn't it? This is 2024. We're already heading to 2025.
We are practicing the American system of
nobody
right?
from INEC has gone to educate the people. It is the responsibility of INEC and the National Orientation Agency to educate the people. It's a civic right. Nobody is talking about voters' card. We will wait until the middle of 2026. INEC will now give you 1 week, 2 weeks. Oh, we're extending it by 3 days, 4 days. Voters' card should be a continuum.
Okay, so let's just move forward because there's no time. Apologies. Moving on with other conversations that we have tonight, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed that the national flag be flown on half-mast for 7 days in honor of the late Chief of Army Staff, Taoreed Lagbaja, a Lieutenant General. Lagbaja's death was announced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanaga, today, Wednesday. Mr. Lagbaja, 56, passed away on Tuesday, according to Bayo Onanaga, in Lagos after a period of illness. Now, Mr. Tinubu gave the directive in a statement today, Wednesday, in Abuja by Segun Imohiosen, Director of Information and Public Relations, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Reacting to that, follow up that
conversation
quickly.
Following up that, this says in a tribute to the late Nigerian Chief of Army Staff now, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, the Nigerian Police Force, under the leadership of Inspector General of Police Kayode Igbetukun, announced that it has cancelled all non-essential personnel and social engagements of the police for the next 2 days rather, and this is in respect, to pay honor to the late Chief of Army Staff there. So Prince Francis, remember this story came in, I think about 17th or 15th of October, where a whistleblower, Jackson, blew the whistle on Twitter, about the rumor of the Chief of Army Staff's death, and the Nigerian military countered that rumor said it wasn't true. At the end of the day, it turns out that it's true. Finally, what's your take?
In fact, just to add to that, he even challenged the Nigerian army to produce a 1 second. He said 1 second video of him alive. Then the Onanuga had said that President Bola Tinubu spoke with him over the phone.
It is sad and shameful that 2024 we're still living in a country where our leaders thrive on deceit and lies. I really don't know why anybody
you call that
in his right senses would make mockery of the death of someone. What the government and the army has done was to make a mockery of his death.
So you're saying Jackson Ude was right all along?
I mean, even if it wasn't right, for the fact that government has owned up to it,
just few weeks after,
shows that something was amiss. Moreover, I don't understand why we're flying the flag, for 7 days. I don't understand.
He was the chief of army staff.
And so, there was a fuel explosion in Jigawa State. We lost 170 Nigerians.
The president sent the vice
We
president.
lost 170 Nigerians.
Shesima visited.
And the government did not see need to fly the flag half. In other words, the life of the ordinary Nigerians no longer matter. You must be in power to enjoy the frivolities of government. That is what it means. If 170 lives don't matter, it brings us back to what Bayo said when we're talking about, or when they were talking about buying a plane for Mr. President. He said that the life of the president is more important than the life of any Nigerian. You want to tell me that the same America that you're copying their system will lose 170 citizens and they will not fly their flag half? They will not declare National Day of Mourning? Let us stop all these shenanigans.
So are you saying that it shouldn't take an important personality? Or
who is the personality? Without the people, there cannot be government. Sovereignty belongs to the people. When will we get that right in this country? When will we get it right? Without the people, there can never be a president. There cannot be a chief of army staff. What is the value of the Nigerian life? That's the question I'm asking. It's unfortunate that the chief of army staff passed on. Condolences to him and his family. Condolences to Nigerians. But I believe that we must treat ourselves equally in this country. We must have mutual respect for one another. We must have value for the life of every Nigerian. What it means is that if a governor of a state passes on tomorrow, the state will shut down for 30 days.
Okay.
And I don't understand what is the relationship with the Nigerian police?
So are you saying that we don't value we don't value the lives of the citizens?
The lives of citizens in this country are not valued.
Oh, wow.
They're not. For your life in Nigeria to be valued, you must be in power. And that is why people do everything humanly possible to be in power. So if government believes that let Lagbaja deserves this, then the same government should have done the same when we lost 170 lives. Don't forget that those 170 people were part of those who voted this government into power. We need to begin to prioritize Nigerian citizens. It is very, very important.
They literally died because of, let's say, hardship, because people were trying.
All right, so moving on then.
It doesn't matter what happens. It could be natural, it could be earthquake, but people died. 170.
So speaking about death and hardship now, electricity distribution companies in Nigeria have announced a rise in the price for various electricity meter models, marking the second price hike in 4 months. Now, according to Discos, the cost of a single phase meter has risen from approximately 117,000 naira to as much as 149,800 naira. I don't know why we should be the ones to buy our meters.
In a country,
this amount indicates an increase of 28%.
Precious, hold on. Okay, in a country where you have a minimum wage of 70,000, a meter, ordinary meter. See, what the Minister for Power, I don't know why he was retained, and if what Bayo Anenuga said is something to go by, like I keep saying, there's so much lie and deception. He said that there was a process that the people voted for who they wanted to go. Nobody would have voted for the Minister for Power to remain.
So these prices that they even announced is to be effective from yesterday.
No, nobody.
From 5th yesterday.
Now, the point is this. This is a country where the minimum wage is 70,000 naira. And you want people to meter their houses at 100 and something thousand naira. In other words, what the discos want is to continue to give people estimated bills.
Still talking about electricity now, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has said that Nigeria is struggling to generate and distribute 10% of electricity produced in South Africa. Yet Nigerians continue to endure daily power outages. The national grid, as we recall, collapsed yesterday, and Nigeria went into a total blackout. Nigerians have experienced 10 national grid collapse in 9 months.
Why will the grid not collapse?
Prince Francis,
wait. What is the professional qualification of the man you have as your Minister for Power?
So
you bring a banker and you're putting him in an engineering field and you want him to excel? It was the same thing they did that made Fashola not to succeed. You have the lives of Engineer Bat Nadi there. These are people who are groomed in this. You are taking round pegs and putting them in square holes. Who does that? What kind of mediocrity are we running in this country?
So talking about South Africa now, it's heard that they recently celebrated 7 months of uninterrupted power supply. That's the power didn't blink for 7 months.
In the entire South Africa.
Yes, in the entire South Africa. But the president, you're talking about the ministers now. You know that the president told us that he was bringing technocrats. Were they not vetted before bringing them in?
You and I promise. You and I are in this country. We've watched the National Assembly take on ministerial appointees. Let us be sincere with ourselves. If the way your senators interview the ministerial nominees,
screen them,
yes. If the way they screen is the way VOP screens to employ staffs,
some of them take a power and go.
No. Don't you think that a lot of mediocres will be working in VOP? You don't think so? You and I know what it takes to get a job in a corporate Nigeria today. You will be drilled. You must have something you're bringing to the table. But no, for the National Assembly, if you are lucky to have been a former senator, they just tell you, take a bow and go.
So in defense to the
for me, we will get things right in this country. And the only way we can get things right in this country is when we remove politics from everything we do. Unfortunately, the campaign only ends while you're swearing in the candidate. Once the person is sworn in, the next campaign for the next election begins.
So, but in defense, still talking about power generation, the National Orientation Agency has attributed the frequent collapse of the national grid to the to the inability of discos to take power generated. So there is a confusion. Is it the fault of the TCN or the discos? Is it that the TCN are generating too much power, according to the National Orientation Agency, that the discos are unable
forget
to
the National Orientation Agency.
What is going on in our power
organization is moribund. Forget them. They are worse than the national grid. They are more collapsed. All of a sudden, the National Orientation Agency is now the one speaking for power. How many times have you seen them come out to talk about the division in the country?
The discourse has limited infrastructure.
Is it the duty of National Orientation Agency?
Power.
Is it the duty of National Origination Agency?
But the Minister of Power himself has also said it several times.
I will not. I will not take anything.
Even before Tinubu's the present administration, we've heard it over and over again. If you recall, in the 3 value chain of the power sector, you have the distribution. Sorry, the generation, the transmission, and the distribution. The generation has been privatized. The distribution has been privatized. Only the transmission sector is yet to be privatized. And the transmission sector are the ones who own and who control all of the transmitting equipment. And they have been saying it time and time again that they have, in fact, the distribution, what do they call, generation had said it, the Gencos had said it at some point, that they don't have a problem generating more power. But the problem is, how do they transmit it? Because the equipment to transmit this are moribund. Yes, they said that before.
Okay,
the equipment are moribund. So this is not coming from the National Orientation Agency alone. Okay, sir.
Madam,
sir?
Off the mic.
It's okay, sir.
This is where we need to ask for accountability. I've always been asking. When the former vice president, who was in charge of privatization, that's Alhaji Abubakar Atiku, when he sold NEPA to the various people they sold them to, what infrastructure did they come with? Since they bought NEPA, what infrastructure have they put in place? None. Zero.
But remember that the transmission sector, the transmission value chain that is supposed to be in charge of that needs most of this equipment is still owned by government. It's yet to be privatized. And that's what people are saying. People are saying, okay, if it is still owned by government, why don't you also privatize it so that the transmission along this area would get their own equipment and make it work optimally? These ones along this area will own their own equipment and make it work optimally. How about that?
See,
because it's still very much owned and under control of government.
It's a simple thing. You have 3 organs: generation, distribution, transmission. Abi?
Yes, sir.
They are meant to work together. If the generation knows that the transmission cannot work, the money Nigerians have been paying to these discos, the discos are the distribution, Abi?
Yes.
The money Nigerians have been paying, what have they been doing with that money? Your minister woke up from sleep and decided to ban you people. Band A, band B, band C, band D, band E, band Z, bandwagon. When he was doing that, did it not occur to him to think about the infrastructure? The first thing he should have done was it not to do a forensic study.
But this precedes him.
It doesn't matter. We keep saying this thing. It doesn't mean if something is wrong,
okay, sir.
if you are employed today to man something, and then you come in and you see that over the years they've been doing wrong things, will you do the same wrong thing?
No, sir.
The whole idea about bringing you in is for you to change the situation, to add value. So if as a minister you're not thinking out of the box to finding a solution, then why are you there as a minister? What it means is that the man you have today as a minister does not understand the dynamics of what is happening. So that is why all of a sudden they have now engaged the National Orientation Agency, an agency that is meant to be preaching about immorality in the land, an agency that is meant to be educating Nigerians about their civic responsibility. Now it is the agency that is telling Nigerians why the national grid is collapsing. Is that not the height of mediocrity?
All right, so let's move on to other conversations very quickly.
On to the tax bill that the president, forwarded to the National Assembly.
Okay, with which Northerners are... Yes, exactly. Go on.
Senator representing Borno South said that the tax bill sent by the president to the National Assembly are dead on arrival if there are no consultation on them. Remember, in October, Tinubu has asked the National Assembly to consider and pass 4 tax reform bills. This includes the Nigerian tax bill, the Tax Administration Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. The Northern State Governors Forum, NSGF, kicked against the bills, and the National Economic Council, NEC, asked Tinubu to withdraw the bills for further consultations. However, the president said bills would not be withdrawn, but National Assembly could make changes to them where they see fit. Speaking to newsmen, Ndume said on Tuesday, Nigeria could not afford to pay more taxes because of the current state of the country's economy. I'm trying to quote him further now. He said, "My advice is that as a Northern governor and the NEC has said that the president should withdraw the bills and shouldn't do more consultation, he should carry Nigerians along and withdraw the bill." Quoting him further, he said, "But if he goes on like that, I can tell you that it will be dead on arrival. We don't need to study the bill." He's saying that the National Assembly doesn't even need to look at the bill or study the bill, that it's dead on arrival. The general thing is that the Nigerians are not willing to pay tax now, considering the situation we have faced, because this is government of the people. This is Ali Ndume saying this. He said a country is working on tax reforms that will reduce the burden of the citizens. In fact, they have abolished most of the taxes from 17 to 3%. And he said there are quite a lot of things there now. But Prince Francis, you know that this bill, the Nigerian Governors Forum rejected this bill. And the president pushed it to the National Assembly, to make some changes if need be. So the thing is,
the National Economic Council also rejected it.
And
headed by the vice president, by the way. So
who is also a Northerner.
Yes.
So some states now are going to enjoying revenue generated by other states where they don't want to pay tax. Let's say, for example, a lot of the northern states like Kano destroy beers, beverages, but they are going to collect taxes. Yes, because of their Hisba and religious issues, beliefs, some values. But southern states doesn't do that, and they get generated revenue from these assets, and you're going to benefit from it. Isn't that hypocrisy, Prince Francis Chilaka? Because a lot of Nigerians are complaining. They said, if you're rejecting beer, why not reject the money coming from such products? Yes.
Okay, more like it's like I don't eat dog meat, but I like to drink the pepper soup from dog meat.
For me, I would say that tax bill should see the light of day.
But there are also other taxes involved that people are also complaining. Okay, sir.
Any tax, for me, let us start with, first of all, I am looking for a tax bill where a man who owns 2 houses, owns fleet of cars, must pay higher bill than the ordinary Nigerian. A lot of rich people in Nigeria don't pay bills. They don't pay taxes. It's on record. They do not pay taxes. It is the ordinary Nigerians that pay taxes. That is one. 2, for me, any state that says alcohol is prohibited and they go ahead and destroy alcohol, the taxes from such products should not go to those states.
But why won't state be able to generate revenue? But you want to take allocations at the end of the month.
You see, that is why we're saying that regional government seems to make more sense.
Sorry for taking you up there. Apologies, 1 second. Should it be regional government or actually true federalism? Because people are saying that if we did borrow the kind of democracy we practice from the United States, in the United States you have a situation where each of the states are truly independent. They have laws that work for them, unique to them. They control their resources. They do their thing. So why can't we have that in Nigeria?
So let's go to federalism, where every state controls what they have. And they send a little to the federal. In other words, it means that the powers of the federal will be withered. But we know in Nigeria, in Africa, a president wants to be seen as a demigod. Just as your governor of your state wants to. That is why you see.
Governor of our state.
That is why you see the hustle for first lady. Is there. Whether it is recognized in the constitution or not, they must showcase themselves. I am the first lady of the state. I am the first lady of Mr. President. So let us have a system that takes away power from the federal and vests power in the states and the local governments. You see, sometimes people will say, why are we not holding our state governors accountable? Why is everybody facing the federal? And I'll tell you why. As a federal, today you share money to the states and you don't see development in those states, and you continue to share money. Are you not the one perpetuating the evil? But if the states know now that they are on their own, they need to go and look for money even for the governor to earn salary, even for the governor to live a life of affluence, he has to look for money. Things will change. But you see, this is one angle I don't want. And I will say it with all sense of responsibility. I don't like this idea of saying the North don't want this. The North wants this. The North is the same 1 and 2 pence of Nigeria. There should not be division. It's the same Nigeria. So when people keep saying, this is what the North says, or when the senator comes and says, the Northern, already we are dividing this country. So when we take that position, and people come and tell you that the unity of Nigeria is not debatable, then you know that there is hypocrisy. So when people want to talk, let them stop this whole thing of this is what the North wants or this is what the South wants. No. People should say this is what Nigeria wants. We need to get to that level where we begin to talk of Nigeria first before any state or any tribe.
All right, still talking about the northern state now, we're moving over to Kano State, where the High Court has restrained the CBN, the Accountant General of the Federation, and the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission from withholding funds from the 44 local governments in the state. Ibrahim Musa Muhammad, the presiding judge, granted the interim order on Wednesday while ruling on an ex-party application brought by Ibrahim Muhammad, chairman of the National Union of Local Government Employees, and 5 others. Counsels to the applicants, Bashiru Yusuf Mohammed and Usman Bala Salisu, expressed concerns over the possible withholding or delay of allocations essential for local government in the state. Prince, remember what happened in River State? Remember how ex-party order has been, instructed and withdrawn, stopping River State allocations. Do you think if Fubara had looked before the future or seen the future, do you think an ex-party order would have solved the problem of the River State, just opposing it with what's happening in Kano State now?
I am trying so hard to understand the powers of an ex-party order and to understand the judgment of the Supreme Court. If we all in Nigeria agree that the Supreme Court is the highest court of the land and that the Supreme Court is the only court that has the power to interpret the Constitution, then there will not be need for
that
any
says all states must conduct local government
No,
elections.
not only that. What is playing out in Kano is what played out in Lagos in different ways. That of Lagos was because Lagos created LCDAs. Okay. And then the president then, Obasanjo, decided to withhold their funds. But at the end of the day, the then governor, who now is the president, won the case in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said it was an illegality. So if that judgment is there, why are people running helter-skelter? Why are people running when there is nothing chasing them? In other words, the judgment of the Supreme Court is that no court of the land, no governor, no president has a right to withhold. So what is so difficult in understanding that? It brings us back to when I keep saying that the 1999 Constitution is an obnoxious document. It's a document that even those in power are finding difficult sometimes to obey. So what is happening in River State is laughable. When you go to court as a Rivers man or woman to get an injunction stopping federal allocation to the state, who are you punishing? Is it not the people? Is it not the Rivers people? You that have gone to court, of what value are you to the people? What are you doing that is so important to the people?
So you're saying it's more like a power tussle thing?
It's a power tussle. And unfortunately, the judiciary has always been found wanting in this. The High Court judges, the Appeal Court judges, they just keep giving judgments as if the thing is being bought from Yaba markets. So we need to see this recklessness in governance needs to be curbed.
All right. So the reason why this particular issue may be a problem is people are looking at it like elections took place in other states. It took place in Anambra State. Well, of course, we know the majority of the winners. It took place in Imo State, where APC swept all of the votes. Kogi State, even in contention. You understand? So why is it that mostly the states that are in the in the hands of opposition seem to be the issue, where there must be a court order to try to stop the local government from functioning? Because till yesterday, I think until yesterday, day before yesterday, there are some people in Isiokpo local government area of River State tried to go to work, and they were dispersed by the police. According to them, they were tear gassed out of the Isiokpo the Ikwere local government area headquarters in Isiokpo. So that's a problem. So we all know the tussle between the Kano State Governor Kwankwaso and the chairman of the ruling party APC. So should it always be like that? That it's looking like it's easy. People are complaining it's looking like it's easy for people who belong to a particular party to quickly go to court and access a court order. And it happens.
It is politics.
So is it becoming a norm? Because it's looking like one case too many.
It's becoming
and people
a
are beginning to worry.
Where does this even leave the credibility of the judiciary?
Good.
Absolutely, that's where I was going to.
Good. Now you're bringing it home. When we talk about the political parties, and we talk about their candidates, and we talk about their misbehavior, should the judiciary itself, that is supposed to be an impartial judge, be found wanting as well? I don't know if you're getting it. Should they be in the middle of the storm? Should they be giving judgments that, pass as if they are in support of a particular party and a particular candidate? They shouldn't.
Seen being partisan in some
That is
way.
it. So we need to. That's why I said when your new sworn in Chief Justice of the Federation, when she was being screened at the National Assembly, and she was talking about integrity, talking about mutual respect, talking about every good thing she said. I remember, I think that same day or the next day, I said, for me, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. The whole brouhaha we have in Imo State today, number 4 coming to number 1, she's the cause. Oh, wow. She takes responsibility. Yes. So if you are telling me you want to sanitize the judiciary, you start from your own mistakes. You start from where you have gone wrong. You apologize. You admit that you did something wrong. And you seek for restitution.
All right.
Then people will know that you're serious.
All right. So let's move on to other issues. Now, going to spiritual matters. The spiritual director of Adoration Ministry in Enugu State, Reverend Father A.G.K. Mbaka, has voiced serious concerns over the soaring fuel prices in Nigeria, emphasizing the need for urgent prayers to mitigate potential risk of widespread hardship and famine. Now, he said a lot concerning that. He highlighted that the nation is already in a state of hunger, which if unaddressed, could spiral into farming crisis. He said a lot, but Nigerians are not coming for him and said, Reverend Father Mbaka, after your, debut with former President Muhammadu Buhari, and when you said that P2B was stingy and all that, so should people really come for him for saying what he sees in his spirit's eyes? The things of the spirit cannot be equated with things of the flesh.
Oh, God.
Sir, I'm asking, sir.
Religion is the opium of the people. And those who understand that take advantage of it while the people become gullible. The likes of Father Mbaka, the likes of Deboye, the likes of Tunde Bakari, please, we don't want to hear again. We're tired. We are tired. We don't want to be we don't want them to be seeing visions for us. If they see, they should keep it to themselves. When President Bola Tinubu came and said, subsidy is gone, or since he said subsidy is gone, it has plunged Nigeria into the current economic woes. Where have they been? When people went on protest against bad governance and hunger, where were they? Where was Mbaka? Maybe suddenly the tithe he's receiving has gone down. The offering is going down. So he's beginning to cry, wolf, wolf.
You think this is about tithe, sir?
No. What is it about? What is it about? If the people are poor, the church will be poor. There are no two ways about it. You don't give what you don't have.
So you're saying church is
when the people stop giving, the eyes of these men of God go turn red. Then they will begin to speak truth to power. Let them continue. Now all of us there for this Nigeria. Thank God all of us they chop the breakfast.
So I'm trying hard to understand. I want to know, are you saying that when men of God see things with their
what do they use spirit eyes?
Yeah.
I saw one man of God who said a woman was going to be president of America. But today, a man is the president. So when God, we need to understand one thing. Are you trying to tell me now that God, the Almighty God, the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one who breathed into man, the one who controls the affairs of the world, he will tell a spirit man, so they call them, he will tell them that a woman will be president, and then he will go behind and connive with the angels and the saints and make a man a president.
But let's go back to what it meant.
No. We can't go. No. They're the same.
I know, but I'm just going back to it now. But the Reverend Father says we need to pray. Because that the serious prayer is not. And remember that the National Security Advisor and our First Lady, they've already scheduled the prayer session too.
I beg. Prayer without works is zero. It's in the Bible.
The Bible says faith without work. It didn't say prayer without work.
If you like, pray from now till tomorrow without doing anything. You will not get anything out of it. It's like somebody looking for employment. You have no CV. You have not submitted application. And you go and sit down and be praying every day.
People get bank alerts from prayer.
They are thieves.
They go to church. They pray. Pastor say, open your phone and see bank alerts. And they testify that they've gotten bank alerts.
The person testifying is a thief. The person testifying is a thief. The pastor saying it is a criminal. He should be arrested.
I know you're on public radio.
He should be arrested. How does he transfer the money? Which spirit transfers that money?
The Holy Spirit. No.
Which Holy Spirit? Please, precious, don't annoy me this night. Let the pastor should be probed. He should be arrested and locked up. It is pastors like that are encouraging 419 and Yahoo.
So, Prince Francis, are you saying that the pastor cannot pray for me? And maybe I did not beg you money before, but you just feel like, I just remember Precious today. Let me send her money. And immediately you just send me money. Because the Spirit of God, from the prayer pastor prayed, Spirit of God ministered to you and you not sent me money.
You do not
That's the
believe
prayer
in
working.
miracles. You do not believe in miracles.
Is money transfer miracles? You heard the other day your Minister of Finance said that they transferred money and we're asking for the database. You've been on this radio station. People have been calling. People have been calling. How many people have called and told you that they received a lot? We're even talking of money from government, not money from the unknown. If a lot was working from the unknown, I could not become pastor. I could not reach past everybody now. Because me, I shall be pray. I shall be conjure. Please, let us, you see, when it comes to the issue of religion, for this country to move forward, we need to put religion out of it.
So sorry.
Nigeria is a secular state. Let us stop this whole thing of religion. It is the only thing that is dividing this country.
So can I just a clarification? Are you saying that it's unnecessary for us to go for the praying and fasting that the NSA Nuhu Ribadu and our First Lady Remi Tinubu is about to conduct, so that Nigeria will be healed?
Mr. Nuhu Ribadu.
Sir?
Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, listen very carefully. You came on air the other day and you said that some people in the armed forces and the police and security personnel, that they want selling guns and ammunitions to bandits, to terrorists, to unknown gunmen. How many of them have you arrested? Is it the prayer that will arrest them? Or is it your efficiency, your tact, your ability to plan that will arrest them? God has given us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
But
we are meant to use it well.
But the Bible says that the heart of a king is in the hands of the Lord, and the Lord turn it the way He will. Okay. So the heart of those criminals, bandits, they're in the hands of the Lord. So with serious prayer, sorry sir, let me finish.
Yes.
With serious prayer, God will turn around their hearts. Hallelujah. Like He did to King Nebuchadnezzar.
Good. If we start to pray, that means Bola Tinubu will wake up tomorrow and revert fuel subsidy.
There's nothing impossible with
God.
That
is it.
With God, all
that
things.
Is it.
You know what God cannot do does not
exist.
That prayer,
they are talking about prayer. Since this government came to power, do you know how many Nigerians have lost their lives out of hunger? Do you know how many Nigerians, for that statement made by your president, have become poor? Do you know? So if not prayer will solve Nigeria problem, not be the likes of First Lady and then they say, go champion them. Make them relax.
Why? Would their prayer not be heard by God?
No. Make them relax. We have the likes of Adeboye. We have like
Mbaka
of,
said we should pray now.
We have the likes of Mbaka. We have the likes of Tunde Bakari.
But you were against Mbaka's own prayer
now. Calm down. All I'm saying is that since the NSA and the president's wife, in their dream, the Holy Spirit told them that they should go and pray. They should go and tell these men of God to organize prayer. You don't need a committee to organize prayer. The Bible says that the prayer you say in the secret of your hearts is known to God. And that God answered it.
Yes, that one day. All right, Lagos, Nigeria, phone lines are open. Let's start to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversations raised tonight. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. You can call the WhatsApp line. I do hope that it's working now because I couldn't use it yesterday, so I hope that it's been fixed. The WhatsApp line is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. That is the WhatsApp line. But the direct line is 0700 903 903 903. In case you're just joining us, let's quickly run you through the hot topics that we have tonight. On the hot topic tonight, Lagbaja Tinubu directs national flag to be flown at half-mast. And then you also heard Nigerian police chief shelves engagement for 2 days to honor late Chief of Army Staff Lagbaja. So we're not going to do anything for 2 days. We're going to honor our dead hero.
Talking about U.S. election now, where Atiku has said ensure free and fair elections in Nigeria, other places. He told Donald Trump in a congratulatory message today.
Now, this calls again, raise meter prices by 28%. In fact, 28.03%. Second time in 4 months. Only 4 months. We're now buying meters, very expensive. They have raised the meter price from to now 117,000 naira to 149,000 naira right now. That is about 28,000 naira, 28.3%. That is about 32,800 naira additional. That's what they've raised it to. Right. In 4 months. We don't know what will happen in January.
All right, still talking about the power sector now, where Peter Obi says Nigerian grappling with power outages despite being unable to generate 10% of South Africa's electricity.
And then the National Orientation Agency through the federal government, or the federal government through the National Orientation Agency, says the frequent grid collapse on discos is the inability to take generated electricity. That is, we they carry electricity, we they generate them so much, but the discos then they don't get strength to distribute, and I made the thing go collapse the national grid. That's right.
Also told you that Senator Ali Ndume is saying that without consultation, Tinubu's tax bills are dead on arrival at the National Assembly.
But that consultation, I hope is not part of lobbying, because why does the president have to consult them before the tax bill will be?
The word consultation is just let it sound sweet. It's
because what more consultation do we need to do when the matter is in the open?
So if the president consults the northern senators now, they are going to agree on this tax bill. Is that what it means? Even when their Northern Governors Forum has vehemently refused this bill. Is that what it means?
The lobbying means that the president has to shift grants on some things. There are some demands they will make. If the presidents agree, they will. That's what it's in the
Okay.
It's all about
so does this not still boils down to a certain region saying, the North saying, the South saying this, the North doesn't want this? Why
you know the way the National Assembly is structured today, the North seem to have majority of the votes, and they believe that with that they can do and undo.
Okay. All right, moving on then. Hike in fuel price. We need more prayers to avert famine, to comot famine. That is to comot hunger. Severe hunger for inside this country.
See,
Reverend Father Mbaka wants Nigeria.
Father Mbaka should know this.
Are we still on this, sir?
Yes, Father Mbaka should know this. The reason why we're having food insecurity in Nigeria is not because we have lazy people to farm. It's not because Nigerians are not ready to go to the farms. It's because of the insecurity in the land. You go to Jos, you go to Benue, you go to the northern state, you find out that farmers go to farm, they don't return. They get kidnapped. And when they finish farming, they go for harvest, they are taxed. So it's not about prayer. It's about the government. Mr. President has taken an oath to protect lives and property.
All right.
He needs to do that.
Okay, sir.
Decimate them. That is the only language they understand.
All right, so moving on. Court restrains CBN, Accountant General, from withholding Kano LG funds. That is the Kano local government, they fast go court, so that in case somebody won't get injunction to stop them from giving them the allocation, like it happened in River State. They stopped it fast, so that you people will not be able to get such injunction. It looks like injunction is not a thing of the day that people just get anyhow.
Well, injunction and treasonable felony are common words that are thrown around today. All
right, Nigeria, that's the hot topic. Those are the hot topics that we're pursuing this evening. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. These are the numbers to call. Hello, good evening to you. Oops. Hello, is that? All right. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Nick. I'm calling from Oshiri.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I say something about the army generals that died?
Yes, go ahead. Comment on anything.
Okay. You see, the man did not die yesterday, my dear sister. That day, yes, listen now. That day, that whistleblower blew.
Jackson Uday, the guy on social media, posted it.
Yes, that was when that man died.
How did you know?
I grew up. I grew up in Etudi, Enugu, and Teramodum. Just let us state.
Okay.
That's why nearly that whistleblower blew. That's why that retirement of 15 top officials came up.
Brigadier generals from the artillery brigade army.
So that the position of this man, the acting guy, will come up. I told my husband that day. Yes, I told my husband that day that the man has died. That's how officers. That's how they do their things. So that they retire those 15 or more than those top officers. So that this man now is like the presidential own will come up or rank. Yes, that's how they do.
So are you saying that this kind of thing has happened before in the Nigerian military? Because he said he grew up in the barracks.
No. That's how they do their things. I grew up when I said that I grew up in the barracks, not just in the officers' environment. I grew up.
All right, that's your take.
Yes, that's how.
Entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, that's how they do that. That's how they do their things. Honestly,
for you to take somebody from a lower rank,
all right,
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
A higher rank, you need to retire all those in front.
Needs to be retired.
But the government said the man did not die now. Promise, read us messages. He was not. He said he died yesterday.
Right.
He just died.
Going back to what.
And you know that when this young man posted that tweet was on the 20th of October, and he said he died 20th of October, but he said that he died on the 17th of October. So he posted it 3 days according to him.
If you ask
and he said he was quite sure.
In fact, that's why he challenged them.
Today that he has been remunerated anyway, and he said at the end of what he said, has become true. But the military actually put him wanted on a wanted list. I wonder if that's still going to hold. Is it still substantial, Prince Francis? Is Jackson Uday still a wanted man?
Promise. So long
Even
as he's a whistleblower.
Reveal that Lagwaja is finally
so
dead.
long as he's a whistleblower, they will place him on wanted list. And the reason is because they want to be able to know how he got his information, how he got the source. But you see, the thing is this. I've always said it. It is the duty of government to hide information. to keep secret. It is the duty of the media to find out the secret and expose it.
And if what Jackson said was true, going by what he said, that the army chief went to Germany, from Germany he was transferred, referred to the US, where he went to seek medical attention. We'll have a lot of Nigerian doctors and nurses in the US. Do you think somehow he was able to get his information from that source?
When late President Yaradua passed on, you remember the whole drama that happened. Oh, he's alive. To a point that phone calls were made and they were playing bites of the phone call to Nigerians. To the point that even then, the former president was saying, Yaradua, are you alive? I hear you are dead. Are you alive? You see?
No, but that was during the campaign. That was during the campaign that brought him in as president.
See, wait.
Okay, sir.
When Yaradua passed on, between you and I, even Jonathan claimed ignorance of his death. Because I remember he told Nigerians that he was not allowed access.
Until airports were shut down in the night.
So the point is, it's not new to hide. It's like when an Oba dies. You cannot open your mouth and say the Oba is dead. You say he's gone to meet his ancestors. And you must be the right person to announce it. I think that is where the problem is.
Okay.
You must be the right person to make that pronouncement.
Okay, but the question is,
now,
if truly he died at the time the young man posted, the young man posted it, according to him, 3 days after the death. So why perhaps was he not announced on time, if that is true? Because these are all assumptions.
Don't forget
now.
that. As at the time
and away from what the Nigerian
As at the time this thing happened, Mr. President was not in the country.
Out of the country.
Oh, okay.
And you cannot have a vacuum without your commander-in-chief being around. And commander-in-chief cannot appoint an acting chief of army staff from exile or from out of the country. He was on holiday. So he needed to come back and take control of... Don't forget, Mr. President is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He's the commander-in-chief. So he needed to be on ground to receive the, shocking news of his death.
All right,
and to be able to take some, decisions.
All right, so let's go on with the calls and WhatsApp messages. Hello, good evening and welcome. All right, we lost that. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello? Thank God. You don't think my one.
Oh, thank God for us. So welcome. Remind me your name, brother. Where you be your name and where you come from?
This is Ali. You still like I do to sir.
Ali, he can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah, this our nation and this Tairu Lagwaja working in them. Maybe yesterday in the Rama.
You say what's
because I think our chief of army staff.
Yes, sir.
They said was it the first to he passed away, was it?
They said that yesterday.
But I'm not sure. Is that any one that comes on social media? Was it journalists?
They say that today they announced them. They say that today.
You get the one among them now. Will DHQ come debunk and say?
Yes, that was on the 20th of October.
Yes, so I don't know why our government did that to us. If you not expecting on that, many people tell us now. Let me hide that to us. No. Yes, exactly. Now, so when Yaradua died, he reached a minimum before they announced them. So now only God go save us.
I mean, thank you.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Promise, let's take some messages quickly.
All right, going back to WhatsApp now, Kenechiku from First Tax says, and good evening, everyone. If we want to get it right in terms of voting in Nigeria, we should make sure INEC and the judiciary will be reformed. You're talking about Atiku's statement, congratulating the President of the United States. And this is a quite lengthy message that says, I'll try to read. Good evening, beautiful, precious, promise with her angelic voice. Oh wow, Prince Chilak and VOP family. The house is complete today. Promise around. Our sincere condolences to the family of late Lagwaja. Our thoughts are with them. Congrats to Trump and America for the election victory. Trump never gave up against all odds. It was a good lesson to learn. He is a controversial man, but only God knows why he chooses Trump at this time. And you said Any day Nigeria becomes free and fair elections, good governance will prevail, and we will no longer need to call for a national prayer for good governance. Yakubu only gave promises of free and fair elections, but did the opposite. What a country! God will one day give us an anti-elite radical president that will think more about the common man in Nigeria than the rich. Prince Chilaka is right. The common man don't matter to our leaders. Adelabu is allowed to continue as a power minister so that he can continue to milk Nigeria. You think he's
all right then, Benny?
I'm trying to finish this thesis.
Oh, this is
it's
quite
a
long
project. I'm telling you. Cost of NEPA today is higher than cost of accommodation. Please, where does this happen in the world? I wait for common man. May God save us. Amen.
All right, Benny from Benny Akeson says Father Mbaka should save his prayers to his God, small letter God. He said the former President Buhari is God sent to Nigeria, and also that Tinubu is generous because of his personal hatred for his for P2B at the time, and so he decided to prophesy for the abundance of his belly. Oh wow.
And Bibi from Gagada says, the United States held a presidential election with an impressive 138.58817 million voters. And remarkably, the winner was announced within 24 hours. Notably, the process was smooth, with no severe glitches, ballot snatching, or intimidation from thugs. In contrast, Nigeria still struggles to announce election results, even after 5 days. Oh, I'm not going to say what you said about it.
Chai. Okay. Tunde from Ilasa says, good evening, precious and others. Concerning the chief of army staff who died, how come they said he died in abroad for sick, but later died in Lagos again? What was going on? Tunde, you need an answer? Okay. And then this is good evening, precious. Please don't say, do you see it too long? I shouldn't say that your later is too long. Why would I not say that? For those who were gullible enough to pay almost 200k to get a double phase meter in area of pay as you go use metering system, how markets now dealing with regular national grid collapses, a non-voodoo economic system will ensure that prepaid meters are juiced up so that NNPCL or whoever is in charge will increase revenue by ensuring regular electricity. As for PMS, that Tinubu guaranteed us an imaginary 1k per liter, thinking we are supposed to clap for him. Please tell Tinubu that in Texas, state of America, an oil-producing state, their per capita income was about $67,235 in 2023, while 5 liters of PMS is about 4,224 naira.
All right,
but you said a lot, but unfortunately, I can't take all of it.
I can't take all of it, yeah. Stephen from Ijegun says, good evening, Double P, Prince Francis, and BOP. Ndume
no, sorry for cutting you. Can I quickly take what he said about the per capita in Nigeria, just to marry that with what he said in the US? So he said, in Delta State, Nigeria, equally an oil-producing state, the per capita income was less than $2,000, as against $7,000 in Texas. So, but pays about $7,400, not the imaginary 5K Tinubu promised Nigerians. So we're paying more, but per capita income less. All right, go ahead, please. You said a lot. I appreciate you for your message, by the way. This is coming from original bald head Rasta from Olodia Papa. See you. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
All right, and Stephen from Ijegun says, Ndume should be vocal on the generality of tax law, not sentiment on the tax increase. How about the sharing formula of the vegetable items in the tax bill? In a situation where sale of alcohol and setting up brewery industries are not allowed in some part of the region and wanted to continue to enjoy sharing of VAT monies coming from this sector of the economy, he said our politicians should stop politicizing everything that seems not in their favor. Otherwise, Nigerian economy will never move forward.
Okay. Good evening, precious Madam Promise and Mr. Prince Francis Chedaka. Salute you, sir. I like the way you always tell us the truth without apology. Concerning Father Mbaka calling for prayers in the country, I'm not against it, but truth be told here, our problems are not prayers alone, but the kind of leadership we are experiencing this period is something else. Nigerians should stop confusing ourselves with religion and face the real truth by our leaders being accountable to the public. It is well with our souls. Tochi from Ejaniki sent in that message.
I see why from UK says, I totally agree with all that Prince Francis is saying. With electricity, ministers are appointed to resolve problems and not tell us what the problems are. I do not like someone that describes himself as a Northern senator he was elected to be Nigerian senator and not another senator. You're talking about Ali Ndume.
Okay. All right. When your friend from Surulere says, at this point in time, I have to come to realize a lot of things in this country. And before anyone counters whatever I say, I am complete citizen of Nigeria, born and bred. The worst thing that can ever happen to anyone is to be a Nigerian, either by citizen or naturalized. Please stop that. He said, if peradventure you're a Nigerian, the next worst thing that can happen to you is to live in Nigeria. If peradventure you live in Nigeria, the next worst thing that can happen to you is to be poor in Nigeria. If peradventure you're poor in Nigeria, the next worst thing that can happen to you is to be sick, God forbid, in Nigeria. If peradventure you're sick in Nigeria, the next worst thing that can happen to you is that you die, God forbid. Oh,
whoever that person is, just say the gospel truth. This whole idea of God forbid, let us face reality. You see people, it's not my portion. What do you mean it's not your portion? You have malaria and they're asking you, how are you? You don't have money to go to the hospital to get treatment. You are saying, I am fine.
I think when people don't have any other choice, you just have to.
You speak healing. You speak positive.
Something. You have to, get.
Is it wrong to have a positive mindset?
That's the issue there.
Have you ever seen a hungry person that has a positive mindset?
You say I'm full. Instead of you to say I am broke.
But people do it.
I am
people
full.
Don't have money. They say I'm rich.
I'm rich. I am rich. You're not hungry.
You're looking for magic.
Let me go back to my messages. Busy brain. Yes, just go ahead, please.
Tony Anile from Ijagamo says, Precious, Promise, and Prince Francis regrets everybody. He said, cheers and jeers over US poll results. Any lesson learned? You ask. 1. Votes cast without any restrictions of movement. Neither holiday granted, yet exercise carried out seamlessly. He said 2, neither technical glitches nor any form of controversy. 3, poll results released less than 24 hours after polling. 4, no snatching of ballot paper nor voters' intimidation. 5, no change of situation room during collation of ballots. Incumbent ready willing to congratulate the winner minutes after announcing the winner. 7, no mention of electoral. This is a law. You say, may the Lord grant the soul of the Chief of Army Staff an eternal repose, since it is natural for every animate being to fall sick or pass on. Why they hide and seek game, a manner which gives credence to crises of confidence between rulers and the road. The Minister of Power does not know what the citizenry is passing through. Hence, Nigerians follow the grid to collapse emotionally and psychologically.
Okay, you collapse. All right, a busy brain from YouTube says, good evening. He said what? He says 3 cube. Oh, sorry, P cube. Prince. Oh, okay. P raised to power 3. Precious, Promise, and Prince. You pay for adverts. And it says we pray and hope that what now? He said you pray and hope that one day we will have a free, fair, and credible election like we have in the United States. Thank you for your education. Kola for Olawale Muruf says, thanks, my dear people in the VOP. It's unfortunate that we are already in one. You have an idea of what he says? UB Kevin says, God is just disgracing the power minister for lying against Nigerians that every household has light 247. Is that why the collapse? Oh, please. Favor Oba says, APC woman leader, is that what will make you sleep at night? If that will help you sleep well, go ahead. Chingy Team says Nigerians should continue reserving on ourselves because other countries that are working pray that is prayer that makes them walk. Lionheart says, Prince Chilaka, you don't understand the thing of the spirit. Talk your politics and respect the things of the spirit. Oh wow, interesting.
You that you're a spiritual being.
All right.
Please send me a lot. My phone
number. From Lagos says, good evening. Congratulations to Donald Trump. There was no voting buying, rigging, ballot boxes snatching, killing, bribing, and the court cases.
All right. Thank you. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Sir.
Good evening, Precious.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, and good evening to the barrister.
Is this Boyeson?
Boyeson calling from Afromedia, yes.
I don't know your voice more. Welcome.
Okay, you don't know I'm now.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I agree with you people.
Go ahead.
You see, why we are just today that we're not learning that the former chief army staff is dead.
Yes,
it's because this government has never told us the truth. They can never say the truth for once. That's just the reason. And as far as Bayo Ononuga is there, playing politics with the truth, he's always on the side of whatever is green, he says red. What is red, he says white. I don't know what that man is doing. And it is very, very dangerous. And nobody's talking. This man keeps on deceiving the people. I mean, why? I don't really know. Please enjoy your day. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Hello? Oh, dear. All right. Are you there? Good evening. Are you there? All right. Unfortunately, that's a line call dropped. Okay. Maybe we'll just get back to some messages very quickly. Okay. All right. So some messages, some more messages. If you're trying to reach us on WhatsApp, unfortunately, we can't get through to our WhatsApp call. So please, I say this message, say you have to pick up my call since, but not talking to me, Kilode. We can't even pick your call, like I said, because we can't have access. We're having issues here, so we can't access your calls to pick them up. So if you're calling us on WhatsApp, please call directly, either of the lines directly. We can't see, we're unable to pick your WhatsApp call, just so you know, so that you don't say we're not picking your calls. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Sir?
My name is Innocent. I'm calling from Mamu.
Innocent, you're welcome. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Please, I want to know, please, I don't know whether Mr. President of Nigeria have congratulated the new President of America.
He has.
Because he's the same category of at least someone that win like him also. Thank you. I just say, let me know.
He has actually congratulated the president.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Hello, good evening and welcome. No, please turn up the volume of your radio set. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
You're welcome, sir. What's your name?
My name is Ndume. I'm calling from Bokuna State.
You're welcome, Ndume. Go ahead.
Thank you. My brother, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
I greet you so much.
I greet you back.
Thank you for the wisdom.
Thank God.
American election has come and gone, and there's no national ballot box. Britain did not come to supervise them. Neither London or neither other countries come there, or United Nations or whatever observers were there. They held their elections and everything went fine. If it were our own, America would be here, Britain would be here, United Nations would be here, observer would be here, and all of them are collaborating with the current regime. And at the end of the day, they still do that magumagu they are going to do, and people who is feeling who in this country. The number one is that our leaders, they are too myopic and they are also very greedy. That's the problem we have in this country. But the moment we stop, number one thing, tribalism. Number two is my brother. If we can stop it in this country, we will have a better country and everything will work fine. If the president wants to put technocrats, as he said, we have credible hands, intelligent people in this country, even people that have very, very integrity, that can mind any post, and this country will move forward. Because of my paddy, it can never work. Everything is still the same. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Good night. Hello, good evening. Hello? Are you there? Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Apologies for keeping you on hold. Can you hear me? Good evening. Hello? All right. You can call us back if you want to. I promise that visit some messages very quickly. Right. Apologies for those who have been trying to reach us. And if they can't, apologies. Okay. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, starting off with UC from Ijegun. He says, good evening, PPP. I have been so happy for the new handsome baby born in America today, unlike the most... Let me say it the way he said it. Unlike the most ugly baby born to us here who has refused to listen to his mother.
No.
Ijegun said this.
No, you don't have to read it. It's okay. And close your mic. Off it. Quench it. Good evening and welcome, please. Off it now. Yes, sir.
My name is
Yeah. Your name is
I want to say something.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay. When it comes to Nigeria, I believe the Nigerian problem has no remedy. We might likely be in this situation for the next century or more. Simply because, like sometimes we say that the Twitter is for mostly the enlightened ones. I mean, X is mostly for the enlightened ones and all that. Could you all believe that when you go to X, there is a group? I don't know if they are being paid or they are being hired by a particular political party. Those who believe that they play a lot of they know how to play politics, to just attack a person of someone like Kobe. The idea when Obi cough, they say, why did Obi cough at that moment? He should have coughed. The cough is an insult to Nigeria. Why did he laugh? Why did he open one of his teeth? He shouldn't have been opening teeth. Like recently, there was an issue on the podcast when Obi said that the Tinubu campaign with the issue of me and all that is Yoruba turn is my turn. Oh, we have to apologize. I have insulted the Yoruba. Why will he say that? Say it's my turn and Tinubu say it's my turn and all that. But it's obvious. He said that in Ogun State. He went to Ekiti State where he was campaigning. He said that severally. He repeated it severally.
I think something like that was also mentioned to the Oba of Lagos.
Obi said Obi have insulted the Yorubas. I don't know. Nigerians are myopic, and when you follow them on Twitter, you'll be wondering the hunger, the price of food, the price of commodity, the living standard have fallen, have gotten to zero. They are not concerned about this whole thing. They are not concerned about Obi. Obi will not be president. Obi will do this. We dodge a bullet. I told them, if you dodge a bullet by not voting Obi, Obi is not the problem. Obi is not the leader. People like Omokre and the tank criers during Jonathan's time, all of them are not paid, are not hired Irat hired for Obi and many other people from Southwest who are on the internet. If this hunger is not affecting them, why will Obi be someone problem in Nigeria today? Instead of focusing on what is happening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So going back to your messages, this says, I totally agree with all what Prince has been saying. With electricity, ministers are appointed to resolve problems. So I think he sent another message where he said UK has employed over 8,000 Nigerian doctors and nurses. But why are they not interested in Nigerian pastors, despite all their healing and miracles? Why have they not moved Nigerian pastors?
Florence from Onikwan says, good evening, everyone. You said they should stop annoying God on that prayer stuff. What else do they want God to do for us? We should use our brain instead of praying.
And then Tunde from Milasa says, Nigeria is one of the most prayerful countries in the world. Yet the economy is moving backward. Is it prayer that made Japan, China, Dubai, and India develop? It is a shame. That's what you said.
Thank you very much. That was where I was going to come to.
Chief,
I'm sorry. All the people that are saying they want to pray. I don't understand. You have a child who has some form of problem, cognitive problem. And you know that child needs medical attention. And you decide to be praying on that child. Do you think things will get better? Nigeria is sick. There are doctors. There are nurses. Let them do the needful. Let us keep prayer. After you've done all that, you can now pray. Let us stop deceiving the people. The gullibility in Christianity and in all the religions in Nigeria is shameful. It is because of this gullibility that's why every small thing they say pray. See, I'm a Catholic. Right from the day, what's his name? Buhari was sworn as president. I stopped saying the prayer for Nigeria in distress because that prayer is not working. So people should let Ribadu and Remy stop playing this religious card they want to play. We've gone past the campaigns. Bola Tinubu, when he was campaigning, did not tell us he was going to restructure Nigeria. He was going to put Nigeria in a better place with prayer. No. He said, I am going to hit the ground running. He said, I have been preparing for how many years? So please, let them stop dividing this country along religious and ethnic lines. Please, I beg them. Nigeria is a country that is blessed with mineral resources, blessed with manpower, blessed with anything you can think of. The only thing God has not blessed Nigeria with is leadership, men of honor and proven integrity.
All right. Thank you. Okay, going back to the phone lines.
Going back to the phone lines
on
WhatsApp.
Yes, phone lines briefly. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome. Sorry?
This is Obiora calling from UK.
This is who? Obiora calling from where? You're welcome. Go ahead. Your line is not very clear, but let's see if we can manage.
Hello?
Obiora, go ahead, please. Unfortunately, let's let you go. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Yes, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah.
Yes, please.
My name is Joseph.
Your name is what?
I'm calling from. My name is Joseph.
Joseph.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So
go ahead, please, Joseph.
Yeah, I want to talk about what Baka is saying. Nigeria, I don't know why we are always talking about religion all the time, and we know the right thing to do, and we are not doing it. We are not doing the right thing. Is it the problem? Praying every day when there is no work? Huh? We are not helping ourselves, please. Good night.
All right, sir. Good night, sir. Okay, I promise. Back to messages, sir.
All right, Chief Udo says, good evening, gentlemen and ladies. When Mr. Jackson Uday on Twitter told us that Lagbaja was dead, Ami called it a fake news and declared him wanted. Today, the truth is out. He said, as for leading prayers, will Mrs. Pastor Tito, he said, will the First Lady and Ribadu repent, confess their sins, and ask God for forgiveness before praying? He said, without that, their prayer is just a waste of time. And he said, as for Ndume, you blame the divided South. And he said, you're soliciting for an Neoma state to increase the advantage of the South. Okay, everybody's pushing for one state or the other.
No, but ordinarily, we should have equal number of states, equal number of local governments, and equal number of representation. That is what true federalism is all about. Not this skewed system we have, where some northern states have 6, 7, and other states in the south have 5 and 6. It needs to be addressed. That is equity, and that is justice.
All right. Alex Solomon says the incessant Nigerian national grid collapse has become one time too many. Significantly, financial and social costs associated with these power outages are becoming too telling on the masses. And you said, as they make it difficult for people to meet basic household needs and businesses' demands, and it's quite sad. And this says Nigerian situation is getting out of control. People are seriously suffering, and they are talking about prayers. Nigerians pray for every day. Tinubu should start building factories to create unemployment. Also, he should open the borders and reverse the fuel subsidy. Mentioning the borders now, what's happening to the southern border, like the semi border?
I don't know. Honestly speaking, when I say I don't know, it's simply it's unfortunate that everything that doesn't work, or everywhere that there has to be tight security, you have it in the south. Just like traveling from here to the southeast, you have different security men on the street. Yet, with this number of security men, unknown gunmen operate freely and disappear into thin air. Something is wrong.
All right. And this says, Austin from Alaba says, Precious, you heard it clearly. Take care of yourself because the police is on holidays for 2 days. For Lagbaja. What a country. And this is quite long. This says, Precious, Nigerians, please. All right.
All right, so let me go back to YouTube now.
Let me just take this one more. He said, your name is Gabriel from Ikorodu. The truth is that God answers prayers, but not the prayer of evildoers. The prayer of the evildoers God answers is a prayer of repentant people and not people who are sinners. Like you said, we have too many people who pray in Nigeria, but their lives is so filthy before God. Our politicians are selfish and Nigerian love simply because what is there for them to grab. The Northerners claim to stand for one Nigeria, but they uphold Northern interests above the national interest. Precious, there are 3 incompetent nations in Nigeria. We are deceiving ourselves.
Okay, you mean saying compatible? Okay, so Mike Madwabike, I see your message. Thank you. Kenechi Anike says, all right, to see you too. You say which way Nigeria. Lionheart says, Precious the Democrat and Promise the Republican. I salute you. He's a liar. It's the other way around. Me, I am a Republican and Promise is a Democrat.
Did I say I'm a
Democrat? Yes, so she is.
Why did I say that?
Columbus Inuano says, Okay. Well, I wouldn't want to respond to you. Samson Oyebanji says transmission should be privatized, just like Genco and Discos. That's what you said. Rami Jovi says Fulani prepare for going back to the what you come from. All right. Okay. Mike Maduike says, Auntie Precious, you will not kill me with laugh tonight. I don't laugh. So which part? Okay. And the Chilled Power says religion and tribalism. It's going back to WhatsApp now.
Okosisi from Surulere says, the constant collapse of the national grid shows the colossal sign of national greed. You cannot give what you don't have. What you have decided. No, I'm not going to say what you said before pressure to start off my mind.
No, off my
mind.
Off it, totally. Yeah. And yes, we are to pray without ceasing, which Nigerians are engaged in already. However, the organizers of the planned prayer meeting are part of the leadership we are praying about to lead well, because they have access to the table where the buck stops. Let them therefore concentrate on their competence to enable right policies and programs and ensure the implementation of the letter. That's what he said. And again, Sister Precious, please, the fact that you know the truth but can't say it is just because of the kind of country we find ourselves. You should always let Barrister Chilaka, you don't turn Chilaka to Barrister, be when saying the truth, please. Godson from Australia, he says that concerning the concluded election in the US, I hope there was an observer from Nigeria who witnessed the whole election, just as we normally have some representatives from the US. Well, you said all. Aberdeen says, apologies, sorry. Aberdeen says, we are embarrassing God with prayers. He has blessed us with more than enough natural resources and human resources, but we lack leadership, accountability, and transparency. Go ahead, please.
All right, Kenneth from Bangladesh says, good evening, Prince Francis, Omalicha Precious, and Uyoyo Promise. The prince is on point, and most of the so-called men of God are feasting on gullibility of innocent people who don't read the Bible. The era of manna from heaven is lost gone. Most factories and warehouses are now on prayer house that makes able-bodied men and women in their productive ages to always be in one program or the other from Monday to Friday in Nigeria.
All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Precious.
Sir?
I hope you are not on a step down.
No, I'm not on step down. I'm not even having step down today. I can't meet up.
Okay.
This is Mr. Ola from Chicago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ola, congratulations to you guys. You guys have a new president now.
Thank you.
A brand new bouncing baby boy.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
With a white head. Good.
Brand new bouncing baby boy with the white hair. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
How are you? Welcome to the balcony.
Thank you so much. I got your message. I tried to reach out to you. I really appreciate it. God bless you.
I beg you. Anytime.
Please, did you vote? I hope you voted.
I voted since last week.
Oh. Were you disappointed?
Yes, I was disappointed because they couldn't listen to my advice.
All right, go ahead, Mr.
Yes. Oh, let me greet my prince. How are you, prince?
I greet you, Oga. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm hearing myself.
He said, how are you, sir?
I can hear
you. Okay. No, I advised Biden last week. They should invite Mahmoud to come and conduct this election. They could have not lost the election.
That is the advice.
They don't listen to me.
That is the advice you give to them. Yeah.
Yes, they don't listen to me. Bye-bye.
Oh, so sorry, sir. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Please say, young Cole.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joseph. Coming on.
You're welcome, Joseph.
I hope, what I'm trying to say, I hope all these leaders, they are seeing what's happening here in the show. Because it's only Nigeria that is different. Because I've never seen an election that they'll be doing. They'll be even to strong person to vote to two party like this. Can you hear me?
How do you try?
So now, the problem in this country now, I don't even know. We are pray so much.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And Nigeria have many tough pastors in this country, but I don't know why it's put it like this. Is it prayer that is our problem?
I can't tell. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Thank you. I think I have someone else on hold. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Precious.
Sir?
Joval is not happy.
Joval, why are you sad?
Joval, so our WhatsApp line has an issue. And I kept saying that. I said, if you're calling on WhatsApp, please call on direct call so that we can hear you. We can take your call.
You actually, okay, because of that, because you picked the call and it read for a long time, you didn't say anything. Promise, welcome to the front house now today.
Thank you, sir. Good
And
evening.
greeting to the Prince Chilak, I greet you. Precious.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. You don't
the
have
conversation
time.
was going on from the beginning of this program. I was enjoying the conversation. I was enjoying Prince Chilaka until Promise from nowhere brought a moribund national orientation agency to the conversation.
So it was my fault.
I was mad.
Wow.
To be honest, I liked the way Prince Chilaka handled it. How can somebody be mentioning that kind of are they even orientating anything in this country?
Are they not?
What
Did they
are
not
they
tell you
doing?
just now that you must speak good of your country? Was it not just a few days ago?
And they Precious, if they don't know what to say, that's whatever it is called should be shut down. Are they supposed to be discussing of the collapse of national grid?
All right, thank you, Jova, so that we can talk to
Precious,
somebody.
before I go, let me say this clearly. They should know what they are doing. They don't know their job. They should come and receive lecture from BOP. Yes.
In the National Orientation Agency now.
Yes, now.
All right, thank you.
They should come and receive lecture so that if they were doing their job very well, Nigerians would have voted and would be like America today.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Sorry. So I want to take just this message
so
because
go
this
ahead.
person is saying that I don't read his message and I've opened it.
So you let him blackmail you?
Chinemere from Agbara, he says, thank God Kamala Harris didn't win in the U.S. election. Otherwise, most of the analysts talking in VOP could have continued to say that she won because of power of incumbency. But today, American has done it again, where the so-called power of incumbency is an offense. This is the reason why progress... okay, that's the end. Go ahead, please.
After all that thing you did. After all that thing you did.
She didn't want to off the mic.
After all that thing you did. After making me feel like you were going to read one very important thing.
I wanted to be fair to him so he doesn't think I just ignored his message.
Okay. All right. A few more messages here, and let's see if we can quickly take this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, hi, good evening, Precious. Good evening, Promise. Good evening, Mr. Prince. How are you, sir?
Hello, Faulkner. Good evening.
How's everyone doing?
We're doing okay.
How are you doing? How do you feel? You voted?
Of course, I voted since last week Saturday.
All right.
So I feel good.
Okay.
The reason why I feel good is that I already we Americans we don't think. So they chose what they chose. We have a job, so it's their choice. It doesn't matter to me. So I'm okay.
All right.
Why did you have to say you have a job so it doesn't matter? Are you saying that Trump's emergence will perhaps cost people more jobs or something?
So let me explain to you.
Or create unemployment.
We have some people that they rely on government and they don't work.
Yeah.
And some people they have families that they are illegals in this country, and some of them they are going to be affected. So for us that we understood the system very well, we know that Trump's emergency is not going to affect me because I have a job. Those that doesn't have a job, so that's why I say I learned from the Hillary's election, so I'm not really affected. So it is what it is, man. 4 years, we are good to go.
All right, thank you.
Please
Thank you so much, Faulkner. I appreciate you. So, Prince Francis Chilaka, if you can, in 10 seconds, your parting shot.
Well, my parting shot is, it's not about prayer. That's not what we need right now in Nigeria. What we need is visionary leadership. Leadership that is accountable, a leadership that is responsive, and a leadership that is transparent. Those who want to pray can pray in their houses. Yes, they can pray in their houses.
We should pray in secret.
Pray in secret.
We should not pray in the open.
No. So let us face the reality.
But the Bible says we should pray with
Prayer is not what brought China, Malaysia, and other countries to where they are today. It is the commitment of their leaders, the vision of their leaders. Let us toe that line and leave all these frivolities.
All right, thank you so much, Lagos. Are you on social media in case they want to follow you like their village?
Prince Francis Chilaka across all.
Prince Francis Chilaka across all social media. My name is Precious, and on my most effective, social media platform, that is YouTube, I'm at Precious Enyi Official. Precious Enyi Official is spelled Precious ENYI. Oh, did I say official? Precious Enyi TV on YouTube. I beg your pardon. Precious Enyi Official is on Instagram. So Precious Enyi TV on YouTube. That is Precious ENYI TV on YouTube.
Which
By the
means
way,
Enyi
means friend. And I love to be your friend till the end.
And I'm on my not so official social media handles, not official as hers. My name is Promise Enyi on Facebook and Promise Enyi Official on Twitter.
Her own Enyi means elephant. Instagram. It doesn't mean friend. It means something else. I love you guys. Please protect your mental health. Good night, Lagos, Nigeria.